Hello, video number 8. That'd be 8, 6, 7, yep, 8. Ooh, titration calculations. So how do we use the formula in a reference table? But first, I need to, my boy Monaco, stuck in Edison somewhere in the lab. Pour some out for you, my boy. All right, titration equation. This is something you're going to need to be able to do. This is the lab that will show up on the Regents exam if there is a lab, just like how Living Environment had 4, and then Earth Science had that whole practical. This is the lab that if it's going to show up, will show up. So if I know the concentration of a base, I can detect when the pH is neutral by using an indicator. We learned about those in the previous lectures and in the previous lab. You can add base to an acid carefully to find out what that concentration of the acid is. This picture that's there is a picture of what, actually, it's probably this way for you guys, right? This picture. Sorry, I keep getting my rights and left mixed up because of your rights and your lefts, but it happens. That's what you're going to end up doing in lab. You're going to measure out the acid, then you're going to titrate the acid with the base that's in the burette, and then it's going to change color and you're going to stop. And the burette is like a backwards graduated cylinder, so you can figure out how much base you used. Okay, so you're just going to do it very carefully. So you're going to add base to a known concentration of a known concentration to an acid that you don't know the concentration of. Okay, you're going to measure the acid to be titrated. You're going to measure that first, so you know how many milliliters of acid you're titrating, and then you're going to titrate and back calculate how much base you added. So if you started at 0 and ended at 30, you use 30. But on the next run, you'll start at 30 and you'll end at 20, at 55, and 30, 55, you're going to subtract and say, oh, I added 25. So you do need to be able to do that. You're going to use the titration calculation to figure out the molarity of the unknown acid. That is plug and chug. Okay, and then the results of the titration show us. So you will know the VB and the MB, because I'll tell you the molarity of the base. You will measure VB, you will measure VA, and then you're just going to solve for MA. And that's MAVA equals MBVB is the equation that you'll see. And oh, there it is. So we're just going to plug and chug a quick one, and I'll show you how the equation works. I'm going to go to the board, which for me is this way, for you might be that way, but I'm going over there, so don't worry about it. What is the concentration of a solution of HI if 0.5 liters is neutralized by 0.3 liters of 4 molar KOH? Okay, so this is all the base, and this is the acid. So I have MAVA equals MBVB. So that's molarity of the acid times the volume of the acid equals the molarity of the base times the volume of the base. So I get I'm solving for MA. The volume of my acid is 0.5. The base is 0.4 molar. We learned that last unit. The volume is 0.3 liters. As long as the units on the volume jive, we're good. It was liters and liters. We don't have milliliters on one and liters on the other. So I have MA times VA, which is 0.5, equals 0.4 times 0.3. So now I'm going to divide both sides by 0.5 to get rid of this. When I do to one side, I have to do to the other. And now MA is going to be 0.4 times 0.3, which is about 0.12. Oh, calculators, milks, calculators. 0.4 times 0.3 equals, it is 0.12 milks, you good. Divided by 0.5 equals 0.24. Okay? 0.24 molar. Good. So there's a quick example of plug and chug. You got to understand HI is the acid, KOH is the base, got OH in it. Okay? Oh, and that's it. Without the no yabba 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 yabba. Another quick one. Just teach you how to use a plug and chug formula. Now you know how to do this. Do you think you need to do some practice? I bet you do. See ya. press the button and I turn off the video. If I can find the button.